Hey everyone, Dr. Zio here again, and today we're here to talk about Power Rangers Dino Fury Season 2, Episode 16, Wishful Thinking. As always, we'll start off with our summary, likes, dislikes, conclusion, and we'll close off with our questions of the week. So, let's go ahead and get right into it. So this one is a Javi-focused episode, and a pretty good one at that. This time around, we start off with Buzz Blast, with Javi doing a cover of a Pete Flash song. I guess Pete Flash is the singer within within Pine Ridge or somewhere within the Power Rangers universe. And Javi's doing this cover, and he's trying to get everyone to share it and to like it and just spread the word so he can get as many views as possible. Speaking of which, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe in this video. It helps for the YouTube algorithm. But anyway, he tries to get everyone in Buzz Blast to do that, and it's very clear that he's getting his hustle on. So the Rangers are like, okay, how about we go over to the park and get a break in, and then we'll come back, do things from there. Meanwhile, on the villain side of things, we have Void Queen, who summons a monster called Hex Curio. Hex Curio has the ability to give people charms and grant wishes. So he gives a charm to Mucus, who wishes that she can get like a nice little hat, or a hat that's better than Hex Curio's. However, each charm has a drawback, and that drawback for Mucus is that it turns her into a human. So obviously Mucus is disgusted by the fact she's gone from a slimy, smelly mushroom into, I guess, a clean, non-slimy human being. I mean, you can probably correct that, by go playing in the mud or something, but you do you, Mucus, you do you. Afterwards, we go back to the park, and who's there? None other than Mucus peddling Hex Curio's charms. And so the Rangers pop up, and they don't notice that it's Mucus. I guess her outfit wasn't a good enough giveaway in the speech patterns. But three of the Rangers, Ollie, Emilia, and Javi, each get charms. Javi wishes to get 1 million views on his video. Emilia wishes to see her parents, if only for a second. Meanwhile, Ollie wishes to see his mother, who, as we know, is in Japan. So Ollie is specifically taking part so that he can kind of be the one to disprove all of this. So he comes up with the most elaborate wish because he doesn't think that they can somehow find out or find a way to get the mom from Japan over to Pine Ridge for that hug. So we go back to the Rangers at Buzz Blast, and Javi's video now has 1 million views, to the surprise of the Rangers. So they're like, oh, there might actually be something going on with these wishes. And then Ollie turns around, and his mother is there. And she's like, yo, hey everyone, did y'all teleport me here? Why? And they're like, we didn't teleport you, but my boy Ollie still gets his hug. And so they're discussing and they're trying to figure out what's going on here. Meanwhile, Jane is like, hey, Javi, now that you've gotten 1 million views, I'm going to be your new manager. And then they get a call from Pete Flash's agent himself. So Jane and Pete Flash's agent get to talking on the phone. And then Jayborg is like, hey, we should do a photo shoot. I guess a magazine wanted to do a photo shoot with Javi. So while the other Rangers and Dr. Akana decide to go back to the park to investigate what's going on, Javi stays behind so he can go ahead and do this photo shoot with Jane and Jayborg. And so back at the park, we find out, and one thing to note is that Javi gave Izzy his charm. That's very important here in a second. So we go back to the park, and the Rangers are like, hey, what's going on? And Amelia is actually the first person to ask a question, and she specifically asks, what's going on? My charm's busted. I didn't get my wish granted. And Mucus starts panicking, and then Hex Curio pops up and he's like, these charms aren't busted, all of your wishes have come true, or something along those lines. And he outs Mucus to everyone's surprise. And then she's like, don't look at me, I'm hideous. And she teleports back to the base, presumably. And then Void Knight and Void King and Void Queen pop up. And at that point, Hex Curio activates everyone's curses. So now, Izzy gets turned into a mini version of the TRex Megazord. Mini meaning it's still the same size as the Rangers. If y'all know Ryusoulger, you've seen the footage of Tiramigo, the walking, talking, relatively human-sized version of the TRex Megazord. So that's made its appearance in Dino Fury to everyone's surprise. So yeah, we didn't expect to see that here in the show. So props on that. And then Emilia turns into her child self. Looks like maybe she's like a preteen or something like that. Meanwhile, Ollie turns into a blue Dino Fury Ranger action figure with 5 points of articulation, he notes. And so yeah, now it's just Ion and Zato left over. So Ion, smartly enough or resourcefully enough, breaks out the Light Dino Key because, as you might remember, the Light Dino Key specifically breaks curses. So before he can use that though, Void Queen zaps the Light Dino Key and burns it. We don't know if that destroyed the Light Dino Key. We don't know because they don't really address this again later on in the episode, so we don't know its status anymore. Because remember, the Light and Shadow Dino Keys activate the Light and Shadow Raptor Zords, and you can use them to go to other locations. You know, it can open up a wormhole you can teleport with. And even then, just the Light and Shadow keys together can open up a wormhole when you're outside of the Megazord. So losing the Light Dino Key could be detrimental to their mission, because remember, if they find Ravcon, or if they find the planet that the Ravconians went to, if they're still alive, assuming that they are still alive, then without that Light Dino Key, they can't get there unless somebody builds them a spaceship. Maybe Solon is able to turn the base into a spaceship before we get to that point. Who knows? But anyway, that happens. So Zato, Ion, and Izzy get into a fight with Hex Curio, Slither, and Henchman. No, I'm actually not sure that Slither is in this fight. But anyway, fight ensues, and as why do I keep saying Ollie? As Zato and Ion are activating their own individual Dino battle armors, Hex Curio zaps the Dino Key, so they can't use them, and they get into like some comic hijinks. It makes me think that this was meant to be like a bad luck kind of episode on the Ryusoulger side of things, and then Izzy's still trying to get used to her new Dino form, and she's having trouble fighting. Meanwhile, the Rangers can't get in contact with Javi because he's doing the photo shoot, and he has the communicator off. So eventually, the villains retreat, and then the Rangers go back to the base to regroup, and then eventually Javi does finish up his photo shoot. He gets one good shot out of the photo shoot while he's trying to save the camera from dropping, and then he ends up teleporting to the base because he sees the missed messages. At the base, everyone's trying to figure out, okay, what can we do to break the curses? And they remember that Void Queen has specified that if Hex Curio gets destroyed, then that means that the curses get broken as well. So they're like, okay, we've got to destroy Hex Curio so everyone's curses get broken. And Javi's like, hey, can we put that off? This whole million view thing, it's working out very well for me. I even have a duet I'm going to be performing with Pete Flash. He's coming to Buzz Blast so we can perform this duet, and that's going to be great. And everyone's like, no, we're not going to put off destroying Hex Curio because we're all still in a bad shape, and that's not the Ranger way to do things. So Javi's angry, and he goes off into the med bay, and Dr. Akana follows him and has a little pep talk. Basically, she talks to him about how it took a while to get to where she is in her status as a world-renowned archaeologist. And Javi takes that message to heart. He learns his valuable lesson of the week, and then the Rangers go back on the villain side of things. Mucus, again, is still not happy that she is not her slimy, mucusy, Sporix beast herself. So she convinces Slither to take Hex Curio back into town, so that Hex Curio can get destroyed by the Rangers. And when they go into town, I guess somebody calls the Ranger Hotline. So that means that the remaining Rangers, Ion, Izzy, Zato, and Javi, go into town. Rangers morph, get into a fight. Javi activates the Dino Master mode and ends up destroying or injuring Hex Curio, who then turns big. Meanwhile, on the other flip side of things, Ion is fighting somebody, but the most important part of this fight was Zato and Izzy teaming up against Slither and some henchmen in a relatively decent fight of Ryusoulger footage. Basically, Zato activates the Dino Knight armor, and then rides Izzy into battle, and they team up to destroy the henchmen, then Scyther retreats. Then the Rangers get into the Megazord, minus Izzy, Ion in his Mosa Fury Zord, Mosa Fury Zord, and then, Zato and Javi. I think they got into the Dino Fury Megazord Warrior formation, the 5 Zord combination, and they basically end up beating Hex Curio. Mucus turns back into a human, turns back into a Sporix beast. Everyone's curses go away, and then from there we go back to Buzz Blast, where Javi is able to clear up the confusion because Pete Flash is angry that Javi's views went away. He thinks he's being scammed. So, they have a talk. They come to an agreement, and then Pete Flash is like, all right, let's still do that duet. So they do the duet, and in the background you can see Emilia, who does not look happy, and she's kind of been a running theme throughout this episode since her wish never really got granted. And Ollie's like, hey, what's going on? What was your wish? And then she's like, it's what it always is, and that's to see my parents. And, try to figure out, try to come to the bottom of this mystery. And Ollie's like, you know what? If there's anyone who can come to the bottom of this mystery, it's you. And then we end the episode. So let's go ahead and talk about our likes for this week. So this time around, I had a lot of likes, especially in the comedy department. First things first, when Mucus wishes for a hat, it's not just so that she can have a better hat than Hex Curio, but also so she can join the Pine Ridge Fine Hat Society, which is just so hilarious and just oddly Mucus. Like, Mucus is a treasure. I love her. The villains in general are just great. Mucus specifically is great, though. Like, I really hope that Mucus doesn't get destroyed this season. Like, I hope that somehow they're able to convince her to, stop being evil. I mean, she's not really that evil, to be honest. But I hope that they're able to convince her to become good, and she's able to do wacky stuff with Jane and Jay Borg, or by herself, or with the Rangers, whatever. I just hope that she ends up surviving this season, and we get to see her in Cosmic Fury. But continuing on, I also like the way that the Rangers make fun of Mucus while she's in her human form. When they're at the park, Mucus, she has a weird way of speaking where she elongates some of her words and vowels, and all the Rangers make fun of this, and it's it's a funny scene that I did not expect from Dino Fury. Like, I guess I didn't really realize how funny, or I didn't really realize the inflection on Mucus's words until this scene. And even then, just having Mucus's voice actor in here, just like Campbell Cooley did, Slider's voice actor appeared earlier in an earlier episode, is really nice. Like, Torum Hang, who I might be butchering that name, so I am sorry if I'm butchering the name, but Torum Hang, she does a good job with, on-set acting as Mucus, and so props. I do hope that we see her and Campbell Cooley again, either as their characters later on this season, or maybe in some other sort of role, because they've both been killing the voice acting game this season. I absolutely love them both. Another thing I liked about in the comedy department is when the Rangers get back to Buzz Blast after Javi's achieved 1 million views. Once Jane pops up, she's like, I'm gonna make you a star. No. I'm gonna make you even brighter than the star. I'm gonna make you like the sun. And Ollie is like, but the sun is a star. And Jane looks at him with the straightest face, and she's like, don't ruin the moment, kid. I'm like, that, like, just the deadpan delivery there was so funny. And I also like the touch of Emilia just kind of shoving Ollie a little bit, just playfully trying to cheer him up. Like, nice little subtle couple moment from the two of them. They've been good. They've been, I don't know about Fern and Izzy level, the power couple of this season, but Ollie and Emilia have been pretty good so far, and I'm liking them. Additionally, when back at the base, after everyone gets their curses, Izzy briefly complains about being turned into a robot dinosaur, and Solon responds with, pardon? Because because she herself is a robot dinosaur. She kind of took offense to that. And Izzy's like, oh, no offense, Solon. And that was a nice little funny moment. After that, she also says, what's Fern gonna say when she finds out her girlfriend's a dinosaur? I'm okay with it? And Javi has a great retort. He says, she might. She's a pretty open person. And I'm like, bruh, really? Like, again, just Garcia's silly moments are fantastic, and just him ribbing on Izzy here is just, it's great. I love it. But additionally, the fact that they can openly talk about teleportation with Dr. Akana is so refreshing. Like, I have been yearning for more Dr. Akana moments since she got looped in on everything back in Void Trap in season 1. And yeah, I'm still disappointed that she hasn't really had much to do in season 2. I don't know if it's COVID related or what's been going on there, but I really do feel like she's been underutilized. You know, if there's any side character in the Dino Fury cast who could be of great service to the Rangers, aside from Solon, it's Dr. Akana. Like, she has the smarts to help the Rangers in whatever it is that they might need. And for her to not really be doing that, especially as somebody who knows the Dino Fury Rangers secrets, it sucks. It really, really sucks. Now that everyone's coming back for Cosmic Fury, I really hope that all the side characters come back as well. You know, I want to see Dr. Akana come back and be able to do things with the Rangers, especially in space, because, you know, she's an archaeologist. Doing archaeology stuff in space, that's an opportunity of a lifetime, and that would be pretty dope for her. Again, I don't expect her to come back for Cosmic Fury, if not for like a brief cameo. I especially don't expect to see her going off into space because she still has a job. She probably still has bills of some sort to pay, so I don't think she can, you know, take time off like that. But if she does, I would be so happy because Dr. Akana is a great character. Again, I've already mentioned this briefly, but I do like the fact that after everyone else's wishes come true, but hers doesn't, Emilia just continues to look bummed throughout the episode because she wants to be able to see her parents. Additionally, I like the fact that Void Knight or Void King and Void Queen do appear briefly after they go back to the park. Again, further supporting the fact that they've got to be her parents. Like Santura and TRex have got to be Emilia's parents. Now, whether or not they're Ravkonian remains to be seen, but they're definitely aliens, and Emilia is definitely part, if not wholly, alien, and that's going to be one hell of a reveal. Like, I cannot wait to see how they handle that and to see Emilia's reaction to this revelation. Additionally, Pop's reaction. Like, he's got to be there for that moment. Like, I want to see how he reacts because he has to be involved in all this somehow. Like, he definitely knew Santura and TRex in some way, shape, or form while they were at Area 62, or else they wouldn't have been able to entrust him. They wouldn't have been able to entrust her to him before, I guess, the fire happened or whatever mysterious circumstances happened at Area 62. Another thing I liked was that Ion resourcefully summoned the Light Dino Key. It was a very fast thing. Like, he didn't waste any time to try and cure the other Ranger's curses, and just again the fact that they're using the Dino Keys outside of Ryusoulger footage, that's good. That's very, very good, and I hope that we get a lot more of that later on this season. I was shocked when Void Queen burned the Dino Key, though. Like, I don't. Who knows if that means that Dino Key is out of commission, and what that means for the TRex and for the Raptor Zords and the TRex Cosmic Megazord. I guess we'll see. Additionally, Wreckmate blasting Zato and Ion as they're trying to use their own battle keys, or the Blazing Battle Armor and the Electro Battle Armor, was smart. And again, a good, quick thinking move on the villain's part that I did not expect to happen. And I'm sorry, I don't believe I mentioned, Wreckmate was fighting Ion and Zato immediately after the park shenanigans. It was not Slither or Hex Curio. My apologies on that. But yeah, the only two other likes I had for this were that Solon ends up using the Dino Fury cycle to save the Rangers, from Wreckmate. And that was good. A resourceful and good use for Solon. I am always here for our side characters helping the Rangers out in battle, and seeing Solon pop up on the Dino Fury cycle was good. Especially a good use of an original American creation, because the Dino Fury cycle doesn't exist in Ryusoulger, as far as I know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist in Ryusoulger. But yeah, a nice little use of that cycle that really hasn't been used much in Season 2 so far. The only other like I have here for the episode was, of course, Javi singing the duet with Pete whatever his last name was. I can't be bothered to look it up. But yeah, the duet between the two of them was good. Yeah, Javi's singing anything and playing instruments is always a nice scene because yeah, his actor Chance can actually sing. So yeah, utilize the fact that you have a good magician or musician on the cast, and yeah, I like that. But yeah, we actually don't have any dislikes for this episode, so yeah, let's just go ahead and get on to the conclusion, which is that it was a good episode. It brought back Dr. Akana. We got to see Mucus's voice actress in human form and on set doing things with the Rangers, which is good. Had a lot of good comedic moments. It didn't really advance the plot in any meaningful ways, but it did leave some more breadcrumbs for the eventual reveal of Santura and Tarek being Emilia's parents, because it's got to happen. Like, there's no way that they're not her parents at this stage in the game. Like, I will be shocked if they turn out to not be her parents. But yeah, more breadcrumbs is always a good thing. And we had some good uses of Jane here, her being Javi's manager. So yeah, great episode all around. But yeah, no questions of the week either. Again, not much really happened plot-wise in this episode, so I don't really have anything question of the week-wise. But yeah, that's all we have the time for today. Again, I'm Dr. Zio. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, get your booster. Omicron boosters are available at CVS, Walgreens, wherever else your boosters are available. And yeah, thank you again for watching. I'm Dr. Zio. Stay safe. I'll see you all in the next one. Ciao.